Yo, what's good, y'all? Derek Jackson here. For those of you joining me for the first time, thank you for stopping by. And for those of you returning, nice to see you again. Yesterday was Father's Day, which is beautiful to see all the positivity and the love and the celebration of fatherhood and seeing all these visuals of fatherhood, both young and old. Like, I love it, man. I love it. But there's always this side conversation that goes on. Like, Father's Day got to be like the most controversial holiday of the year. Because the side conversation always goes something like, oh, but single mothers, this ain't for you. Single mothers, don't take credit from the dads today. Single mothers, you had your day already. I don't want to see no single mothers going on about child support, they deadbeat or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? In some ways, I get that conversation. In some ways, like, I don't even like to see people go on about their personal grievances. I don't care if you're co-parenting or trying to co-parent or was supposed to co-parent or boyfriend or girlfriend or married or just fam. I don't care. I don't want to see your negative personal business on my timeline. Like, that's tacky as fuck, man or woman. 100% agree there. But the part where we talk about single mothers taking credit from fathers, it gets kind of inconsistent. Like, we need to be one way or the other. If we want to just make this day for Father's Day and all the fathers, the only ones that get any credit, for stepping in as fathers or whatever, or being a father, that's cool. But that means that we also need to stop sharing the blame to mothers whenever they're expected to fill the role of a father and it doesn't go right. Because we don't want to share the credit, we shouldn't have to share the blame. And if you look at all these statistics that are pinned on single moms for the kids that come out of single parent households, and they say, you know what? These single mothers are raising all these drug dealers. These single mothers are raising all these convicts and future generation single mothers. Like, it's these single mothers that da-da-da-da. Like, we share the blame for a situation that the mother didn't create. The single mother didn't create, that the father created. But we share his blame to the mother. But whenever a woman does suffice and she sufficiently fills that role of the father who's not there, then we want to say, but you don't get to share the credit. That doesn't make sense to me. Not only that, it also doesn't make sense that we treat acknowledgement and praise on Father's Day like it's some kind of limited resource. Newsflash, credit on Father's Day is not the last piece of chicken. That if single mothers are to get some, it's going to leave all the other fathers hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like, we treat it like, if you give it to one, it's going to take away from the other. We just show and love the people who actually fill the fatherly role, the fatherhood role. That's the significance of it. Of course, it's called Father's Day. Of course, it was designed to be Father's Day. But it was designed that because father at one point in time was synonymous with fatherhood. But we now know that's not the case. Well, some of us do. So the others of us say, well, you don't hear, men talking about give me credit on Mother's Day. All the single fathers out here doing on their own. All the single fathers out here being both parents. You don't hear them talking on Mother's Day talking about give me credit. I think we know why that is. Because it's far less single fathers doing it on their own. As much as I salute them myself, it's far fewer of them than it is single mothers who are doing it on their own. The exodus of one parent out of the household was not mothers out of the household running out on their responsibilities. Let's be real. It was the fathers. And I'm not saying it was the fathers really just running out voluntarily. I think it was due to mass incarceration and the war on drugs, but that's a different conversation. But we know that that's a far less occurrence than it is for a single mother to be doing it on her own. That's why you hear single mothers not taking credit. I've never heard, me personally, I've never heard a single mother get on Facebook or Instagram and say, you know what, all you good dads out there, fuck y'all, this day is about me. And that's what you would think what was happening. That's what you would think what was happening, like listening to the conversation. Single mothers, y'all stop attacking fathers. Like, no, they might just accept some credit, or they might show love to other single mothers in their position who are doing the work of two parents. That's it. So I read a comment from a woman, and I love the objectivity because it shows me that we need to have the conversation. But she said something to the effect of, a single mother is just a super mother, not a father. She does the work of two parents, which is great, but she's still not two parents. She's still just a mother, not a father. So she deserves just a little extra credit on Mother's Day instead of credit on both Mother's and Father's Day. At face value, I may agree to an extent, but you know what? Single mother in this context is still defined as a mom and a dad in the body of a mom. That's a super mom. Or whatever you want to call it. That's a super mom. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. She's doing the work of two parents. And when you talk about giving her a little extra credit or more credit or whatever on Mother's Day only, that's still not fair. Just think about it like this. Say if you were to go to, like you worked at a company, you were the sales director, you get paid well, you get plenty of money, right? But one day your boss comes in and says, the project manager didn't show up today. He's MIA. I don't know when he's coming back. So until then, I'm holding you responsible for doing both the work of the sales director and the project manager. And you're only going to get paid for being a sales director. But in order to keep your job, you must do the work of both. You say, okay, cool. I got to keep my job. I got to do what I got to do. So you do what you got to do. 1 month goes by, 6 months goes by, 2 years goes by. You're still doing the work of both, but getting paid for the job of one. 5 years, or hell, let's say for the sake of conversation, 18 years goes by. And you're still doing the work of the sales director and the project manager, but you're only getting paid one paycheck for that of a sales director. So you go to your boss and you say, yo, what's up with this? Like, I'm doing the work of both roles, but I'm only getting paid for one. What's good? And he says to you, oh, whoa, you're not both roles. Like, you're just a super sales director. I'll give you a little extra pay, but I would not give you 2 paychecks. I would not pay you for all the work that you're doing. I'll just give you a little extra since you're going over and beyond and sufficing for somebody who's not here. Even though you signed up for one job and I'm holding you accountable for both, I'm only going to give you pay for one. Why? Because your resume doesn't say project manager. Your name tag doesn't say project manager. Your job description doesn't say project manager. So you'll never get paid or acknowledged as a project manager, even though you're doing all of the work. Thank you. Have a good day. What would you think of that supervisor? What would you think of that boss? That's exactly what I think of all the people saying, as a mother, you can never be a father. You can never be a father. Like, I get it. I think single mothers even get it. They can never actually be the biological father. Cool. But they're also stepping into the role of the father. They're doing the workload of 2 parents when they're only supposed to be doing one. Why not give them 2 paychecks? Why not give them credit for both parents? That doesn't make sense to me. And that's for anybody. We only have a problem when it comes to the mothers, but there are a lot of pastors and mentors and community leaders and big brothers and uncles who stepped into that role as a father for some kid that's not biologically theirs, but they don't get shot down. They get Father's Day cards and all of that for stepping in and being the only other father figure or the only other parental effort for a kid who otherwise would only have one. They get all that credit, but when it comes to mother, we tell them to pipe down, pump your brakes. No, don't look for credit. Don't even accept credit. Don't give anybody else credit. That makes no sense to me. If you show up every single day for years on end and you're doing the work of 2 positions, you deserve to get paid for both positions. Period. That's just how I see it. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments, man. Peace.